know who you want and you know who you don't want. You don't know the fillers. We've never had to worry about the fillers, right? So you know who you want, you know who you don't want. So you put the first one up, this is who I want, number one. This is who I don't want, number last. And then everybody else, you just happen to put them in the middle. Well, that's the people in the middle are the ones that have been injected into the election process and they're bought and paid for. They're the actual dangerous ones. So you're like, definitely not giving this guy my vote, but giving this guy a vote. And guess what? The guys in the middle end up winning. Well, before we get into that, before we dog these people out, let's explain ranked choice voting so people aren't confused.
Why don't we do that? Yeah.
So Sam, we need a split screen. Brett is going to bring up his great display. Okay. So ranked choice voting. So basically, this is the way it works. You have to, or you're asked to, when you vote, instead of just voting for one person like we've done since we were a nation, you are going to organize or order the people in first to last. So if you liked B, you would say, okay, well, C's my second, and D's my third, and E's the or second to last, and A, whatever. So, but what happens is, so we see A got 4,300 votes in the first round. So the first initial voting, 2,200, 16 for C, 1,600 for C, 1,400 for D, and 500 for E. Okay. Now, this makes you have to go to a majority, a threshold. So you can see at the bottom it says 10,000, 10K is the total vote. So in other words, ranked choice does not allow you to have a candidate that wins unless they are 50% plus one. Okay, so that would be 5,001 votes. What happens is you say, okay, we go through everybody. Now we're going to go to round two so we can get to a majority, right? Or the majority. So E is knocked off because they're last, right? So E is gone. And now they take E's, who did you voted for E and he didn't win. Who'd you vote for second? Well, those people now get E's vote. So you can see now that it says up there on round two, transfer, there's 300 that went to candidate A and 200 that went to candidate B, right? And then E's knocked off. So they basically split their votes amongst the other people, the higher ranked individuals. And then it goes again into round three, right? Where there was 1,400 votes that D got knocked off. But let's say there's the exhausted, which is on the far side over here from Sam. The exhausted 200, yep. Those are because no one put a third place in, right? But then 1,200 other people did put in a third place. And so based on that third place, it's going to split those votes up among the other ones that are left. And now we have 800 more go to A and 400 more go to B. And now we can see the totals, right? 5,400, 2,800, 1,600. Out of the 5 candidates, 2 are at the top, and they gained, right? A gained 1,100 votes out of 10,000, which is a massive majority. And then B gained 600 votes, okay? Now, understand what this means. I'll give you an example. A true example. You can take it down now.
Oh, okay.
So it all, right? So it rounds out. It reconfigures based off of the ranking. So my example, Brett has an example too. My example is Australia. Okay, you guys all know what's happening in Australia right now. So they are going through
terrifying.
Hell. Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. But the point being is this: we see what happens, and I was of the ilk that I thought, well, that's what you get for voting so weirdly, right? Well, no, guess what? Last election that they had, the main one, supposedly the right side, the conservative side, got 47% of the vote. With multiple parties, that's a chunk.
Huge.
Right?
Yep.
Guess who won? They have ranked choice voting. Guess who won? The far left with only 34% of the vote. They won the majority because of the way ranked choice voting works. And you see what happened? This is what's scary about this.
You're being led by the minority.
Yes. So and it's, again, I think I did this last time, but I just want to make it clear, right? It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican here. It really doesn't. Like it's bad for both of us.
Absolutely.
Because if you're a Republican, you know who you want and you know who you don't want. You don't know the fillers. We've never had to worry about the fillers, right? So you know who you want, you know who you don't want. So you put the first one up. This is who I want, number one. This is who I don't want, number last. And then everybody else, you just happen to put them in the middle. Well, that's the people in the middle are the ones that have been injected into the election process and they're bought and paid for. They're the actual dangerous ones. So you're like, definitely not giving this guy my vote, but giving this guy a vote. And guess what? The guys in the middle end up winning.
Right.
And then that's how you get destroyed. Your example, sir.
Yeah, my example is the mayor's race in Oakland, California in 2010. And the candidate that they received the most first place votes lost the election.
Wow.
Yeah. They lost the election to the candidate for 25,000 in second and third place votes. So the guy who got the most first place votes, it doesn't matter. He didn't win because of the choice ranking.
Right.
You know, and that is in Oakland, California. We all know how Oakland is, right? You know.
This is how they've been. Well, this is the thing. They're going to go around and they're going to tout voter election integrity.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? It doesn't matter.
Right.
If they get ranked choice voting in, they can have the tightest election security ever because the scheme of ranked choice voting ensures they will get their people in
every
the office.
single time. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be on the ballot in November.
Well, okay, so let's use Park Hill School.
Okay.
Okay, was 8 candidates?
8 candidates.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine Corey Terrell and Tammy Thompson, who are going to win.
Yep.
Get all these votes, but then there's these second place votes and third place votes, and because no one cares about the lower ones, the middle people actually beat them out, and then we still have a tyrannical school board who keeps masking our kids and doing vaccine days. At the school. All right, guys, this doesn't work without you, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can find us everywhere podcasts are, and don't worry, there's a lot more to come.